Most people think crochet is hard until they try making a tiny flower pot. Seriously, this is one of the easiest, cutest projects you can do. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a little crochet pot that looks like it belongs on a desk or shelf, even if you've never made anything like it before. And here's the best part. Once you learn one simple pot shape, you can turn it into a bunch of different designs without starting over from scratch. So if you've been wanting a beginner project that actually looks adorable when it's finished, this is it. Alright, let's talk about crochet flower pots. These are small, soft, beginner-friendly projects that are basically impossible to mess up. And they're perfect if you want something quick, something relaxing, and something you can actually show off when you're done. Because let's be honest, starting crochet can feel confusing. You see people online making perfect flowers, perfect plushies, perfect everything, and you're sitting there like, I can barely hold the yarn. That's normal. A lot of beginners quit because they jump into projects that are way too complicated. So today, we're doing the opposite. We're keeping it simple, slow, and fun. We're making easy crochet flower pot designs that anyone can do, even if you only know the basic stitches. And I'm going to walk you through a few different ideas so you can pick the one that feels best for you. Now, the first thing you need to know is that every crochet flower pot starts the same way. It's basically just a small cylinder. That's it. You're making a flat circle for the bottom, and then you build up the sides. So if you can crochet in the round, you can make a flower pot. Even if you've never done it before, this is one of the easiest ways to practice. Let's start with the most basic beginner pot. This is the classic mini pot shape. You begin with a magic ring, or if you don't like that, you can just chain 2 and work into the first chain. No stress. Then you do a few rounds of single crochet increases until you have a little flat circle. That circle is the base. Once the base is wide enough, you stop increasing, and then the magic part happens. You crochet 1 round in the back loops only. That's what makes the edge turn upward. Suddenly, your flat circle starts looking like an actual pot. After that, you just keep doing single crochet rounds, no increases, until the pot is as tall as you want. That's the easiest flower pot you can make, and even just that alone looks cute. But now, let's make it fun, because the real joy is in the designs. The first easy design is the striped pot. This is perfect for beginners because it's literally the same stitch the whole time. You just switch yarn colors every few rounds. That's it. You can do 2 colors, 3 colors, pastel colors, bright colors, whatever you want, and it instantly makes the pot look more interesting. Even if your stitches aren't perfect, stripes make it look intentional. It's like crochet camouflage. Next is the little rim pot. This one is so simple but looks so clean. When you reach the top of your pot, instead of just ending, you do 1 round of double crochet. It creates a slightly flared edge like a real flower pot. That tiny change makes it look way more polished, and beginners love this because it feels like a big upgrade without extra effort. Now let's talk about the cutest beginner pot idea ever, the smiley face pot. Yes, you can literally crochet a tiny pot with a happy face on it, and it's easier than you think. You make the pot normally, and then you just sew on 2 small black eyes, or even use safety eyes if you have them. Then you stitch a little smile. That's it. Now your pot has personality, and if you're making gifts, people go crazy for these. Next up is the heart pot. This one is great if you want something sweet but still simple. You crochet a tiny heart separately, just a basic beginner heart shape, and then stitch it onto the front of the pot. It instantly turns into a Valentine-style pot, or just a cute love-themed decoration. And you don't need advanced skills. It's basically just single crochet, a few double crochets, and sewing. Now let's move into flower pot designs that include the flower itself, because what's a pot without something growing out of it? The easiest beginner option is the simple puff flower. You crochet a small flower with chunky petals, and then you stitch it right on top. It looks like a little plant blooming out of the pot, and you don't even need to make leaves if you don't want to. Just the flower alone looks adorable. Another super easy option is the spiral rose. Now don't get scared by the word rose. This is one of the easiest crochet flowers ever. It's basically just a long strip with stitches that make it curl. Then you roll it up like a cinnamon roll and sew it down. That's your rose. Stick it on top of the pot, and suddenly you have a fancy-looking crochet plant with almost no effort. Now here's one of my favorite beginner-friendly pot ideas, the cactus pot. Because cactus plants are supposed to be a little imperfect, so even if your stitches aren't perfect, it still looks right. To make a crochet cactus, you just make a small oval or cylinder shape, stuff it lightly, and add a few simple stitched lines going down the sides. Then pop it into the pot. It looks so cute on desks, shelves, anywhere. And cactus pots are amazing because you don't need to make detailed petals or leaves, just simple shapes. Now let's talk about one of the biggest beginner challenges, stuffing. A lot of people mess up crochet projects because they either overstuff or understuff. For flower pots, you want the pot to hold its shape, but you don't want it to look like a balloon. The easiest trick is to stuff it gradually. Add a little stuffing, crochet a few more rounds, add a little more. And if you want it to sit flat, you can even add a small circle of cardboard at the bottom. Just cut it to size and place it inside. That makes it look super sturdy. Another challenge beginners face is tension. Your pot might come out too loose or too tight, and honestly, that's normal. If your stitches are loose, go down a hook size. If they're too tight and your hand hurts, go up a hook size. Crochet is supposed to feel relaxing, not painful. Now let's get to the fun part, the moment when your pot starts looking real. This is always the best part of the project. You're crocheting along, doing simple rounds, and then suddenly you add the flower, or the cactus, or the little face, and it goes from this is just yarn to wait, this is actually adorable. That's the moment people fall in love with crochet, because you realize you can make cute things with your own hands, even as a beginner, even if you thought you couldn't. And the best part is, once you make one pot, you can make 10. You can change the colors, add different flowers, make seasonal themes, like orange pots with pumpkins for fall, red pots with hearts for February, green pots with shamrocks, tiny pastel pots for spring. You can make a whole collection without learning anything new. It's the same base every time. That's why crochet flower pots are one of the best beginner projects. They build confidence fast, they don't take forever, and they're impossible not to smile at. Now let's quickly go over a few simple design ideas you can try right away. A basic terracotta style pot with brown yarn and a little rim. A pastel striped pot with a puff flower on top. A tiny cactus pot with a pink flower stitched on the side. A smiley face pot for your desk. A heart pot as a handmade gift. Or even a mini pot keychain if you make it small enough. And don't overthink it. Your first one doesn't need to be perfect. Crochet is one of those hobbies where the more you make, the better you get without even noticing. Every pot teaches you something. How to keep your rounds even, how to count stitches, how to sew pieces on neatly, how to finish projects cleanly. And before you know it, you're not a beginner anymore. So if you've been wanting a crochet project that's easy, relaxing, and actually turns out cute, start with a flower pot. It's simple, it's fun, and it opens the door to so many creative ideas. All right, that's it for today. Go grab some yarn and make your first little crochet pot. Subscribe for more crochet projects.